that night.
Yes, sir.
The final who is coming out. I want to give a very big thank you to Sportscene, Puma. They really put this one together, and I think this one is very important for the game moving forward.
I got my big ice cream without IT. Don't need to see IT.
Drop kick down on that.
I need to be A, I need to be A, I need to be AG. I need to be AG. I want my big ice cream without IT. I don't need to see ID. I need to be AG. I need to be AG. I need to be A, I need to be AG.
I mean, if anything, for the contestants, you know, I think the work really begins after the competition.
That's for sure.
It's not so much the competition. The competition can train you, get you in front of the right eyes.
Swear to God you could bet. Don't download these fire beats from the net. I don't care my pro rock sombrero. I'm too cool for you, yo fuego. The real deal, I swear to God you could bet. Don't download these fire beats from the net. Crack it.
I mean, obviously you touched on it on stage about how you know your career almost peaked after they put you on. How's your experience been? Obviously since you won last year.
I mean, it's been a trip, to be honest with you. Like Puma's done a lot for me. I mean, you can see right now. We're always dripping in the clothes. Like also, it was dope because they gave me an opportunity to give it back to the streets also.
Yeah.
To really put it back into the streets instead of just like taking it for myself and whatever. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot of business shit, and through the music, I just kept elevating because of the platform I was given. So I'm grateful for that.
What did you guys, as the class of 2019, do to obviously inspire the class that came through this year? What elements do you see of yourself and your era in this 2020 Put Me On team?
I mean, I don't know if I'm very like fast with the trends, you know what I mean? I'm not like slow or whatever. I'm on the things. There's like kids that are like 16, 15, like this new era, and they like bodying the big guys. So it's like they put in pressure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this homie's like Brother Cooper, like yo, that homie's crazy, and like these kids are like 15.
Yeah.
This is not even like my era, you know what I mean? I could talk about the era that I'm from and the one above me, but this new one is coming in fast, so everyone has to move fast. Everything is just moving fast. If you talk about the eras, shit's moving fast.
Yeah.
But it's history repeating itself.
No cap.
Shit's being more simple.
And how do you feel about this year's winner and the team that just came through? Like, what do you think about
I feel like it's
the
dope.
game?
It's very it's something different also. It's something different also because now that gives a lot of she gives a lot of inspiration to a lot of other women rappers, so a lot of other girls out here, to a lot of other dope ass women rappers. So it's like that's not really seen in South Africa that much, and not a lot of them are known. So it's dope to see that one dope one won today. Okay.
That's what's up. What can we expect from you for the rest of the year? What are you doing?
For the rest of the year, I'm gonna be hitting you guys with a few drops.
Okay.
A few drops. I don't want to say too much. You know what I mean? I don't want to give it away.
And a surprise us.
Yes, that's the whole vibe. You know what I mean? Can hit you from any angle. You know what I mean? Just stay ready.
So one of the key pillars that holds Sportscene is the fact that we're a music destination. Case in point, we're sitting now at a studio. Let alone the fact that we pay homage to creatives and we pay homage to anybody who is, yes, in the entertainment industry, but you're an artist, either artist musically or either artist creatively. So that has been part of the parcel of why we did it, because our audience has been talking and trying to resonate with us on what else can you guys do? You're doing so much. Yes, you're a sneaker brand, but there's an emotive connection that we're wanting to create, and that's what we've been able to do through Puma.
That's amazing. And how do you feel about obviously it being a female that won?
The talent that has come through from the female lady, like all of the females this year, has been phenomenal. They put in energy. I think they listened. They've been looking. Maybe they were a bit scared, shy. How do we come through? There's been a sense of boldness which we really appreciate, and it's authentic. It's you can actually see it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And for you as a brand manager, obviously of Sportscene, you've been for quite a while now. What are you doing differently? Because I feel like the brand is becoming a little bit more personal, more than just going to buy drip or going to buy a pair of sneakers. What have you done differently with your team?
Sure. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said you used the word personal. It's exactly that, where we've elected to listen. When you make something about yourself, when you kind of bring it in, then it means you want to understand. You're not just doing it for the sake of doing it. You are seeking to understand. You are working with individuals who've got an interest, a really true and authentic interest, which makes the journey of how we communicate with the audience and our families even much more easier, because now we're able to relate, because we want to know. We genuinely want to know.
Definitely. And can we expect a capsule fest anytime soon? Obviously this year.
So this year it was a write-off. We had planned for it, but we've had to kind of postpone things and kind of move it out to next year. So 2021.
So basically the act that you guys had intended on bringing this year is going to become next year, or is it going to be a whole new act?
So we were kind of re-looking things. Right?
Okay.
There's a list, a very small list of individuals and people that we were actually planning on bringing. But I think the narrative,
plural people,
the narrative of what we had planned for this year, we kind of changed it, because you have to adapt. You know what I mean? So that's part and parcel of how we're looking at it. But it's coming.
Can you give us an idea of who you guys might have
No.
Why don't you just want to hurt them? Just pain them. Make them be like, oh, COVID.
It's coming. All I can say, it's coming. We want to keep it hush, and we're going to come out strong.
How has the pandemic affected a brand like Sportscene?
It's affected Sportscene very positively.
Okay.
In that it's enabled us to really streamline our strategies. It's enabled us to really look at what is the focus areas, what are the focus areas of communication, what are the areas that we are really wanting to harness. So for example, we've just developed a new mobile app as Sportscene, and it's something that we anticipated doing, but in the way that it's blown up, it's exceeded our expectations by far. So there's things that we have planned, we've had to put aside, and it's just meant that let's regroup, let's refocus, let's re-strategize and retarget. And we're hitting that nail on the head.
That's amazing. Can we expect season 3 of Put Me On?
Yes, we can. Say that confidently. We definitely can. That's the idea of Put Me On. And I was having a conversation, when I was briefing the guys, the top 5 from this year, that something, part and parcel of this competition, in as much as it's a competition, you are putting on individuals. You're putting on individuals so that they can pass on the baton to another individual who doesn't necessarily have this opportunity, who's looking up to them. Because right now that's the case. Last year they were looking up to Wang and Costa and Cash and Lucas. Now it's them. They are the limelight. So they have to actually pass that baton on to someone else. And that's the reason why we're doing it.
That's amazing. And you know what I realized? Looking at the top 5 that you guys had last year, each and every one of those top 5s have actually gone on to do amazing things.
Right.
So how can we apply that to obviously the class of 2020?
Look, it's taking learnings from what the top 5 have done, or maybe what they may not have done, and how do you implement that a little differently. Like I said, I think the key thing or learnings from them, and even just from us last year, is how do we communicate this individual better? How do we communicate to other individuals better? There's always a competition. In competition, there's always one winner. But it's not about that. It's about everybody else that we've given and we're giving this opportunity to. How do they pass on that message to say, what, I had this platform. This is where I made it. Let me take learnings myself. What did I do? Or what did I didn't do, rather? how do I improve on that, and then pass it on to somebody else so that we can share. That's the idea of this. We're wanting to share in the industry as a whole.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can just turn around and show it to them. You can just turn around and show it to them.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Are you ready?
Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Trust it. Let's go. Before we get there, man, we need to hear what you have to say. Yeah, come on, that shit. I know you got the words for us.
I can't my chick 1, 2, 1, 2. Guys, thank you so much. I'm out of words. All I want to say is thank you for the people who voted. Thank you to Sportscene for keeping it real. Thank you to Puma for keeping it real. I won this competition because I asked God to give it to me, and that's why I won. That's the only reason. And also, shout out to Cape Town. Hold up. While I still have the mic, I just want to say, Cash CPT, you can get it. Let's go.
You need to show them what you got, man. We're gonna play you the song. We're gonna rock the stage.
Okay, Mr. DJ, before you bump it, I need you guys to help me out, man. You guys get nervous, the voice is too sexy.
No, we got you.
So when I say 4 times, I'm gonna say I'm crazy, and you guys will say it back to me. So I'm gonna say, tell them I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm crazy, I'm crazy. Tell them I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm crazy, and you say what? Cheat.
Crazy, I'm crazy.
Cheat.
I'm crazy, I'm crazy.
Cheat.
I'm crazy, I'm crazy.
Cheat.
I'm crazy, I'm crazy.
The DJ, let's go.
Yes, sir.
The stage is yours, leave it.
Let's go.
We got goals in the cozies to get. Hustle up there, we bending like paper. Toast and niggas, I never come second. All I believe you would share, I would check it. If you got it belongs to you, call me a hoe, cause I'm fighting these blues. Putting these bumps, I'm fighting these blues. Shit on my cheeks, and I'm fighting these blues. Promise something that I shouldn't refuse. And stab in the back, this is what I choose. I'm a big two hitter, watch how you move. Took at a time, but I didn't prove. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, let's go!
Tell them I'm crazy, I'm crazy. 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 It wasn't his fair. It wasn't his fair.
You probably think that I'm dead.
I'm crazy, crazy.
It wasn't his fair. It wasn't his fair. You probably think that I'm dead.
I'm crazy, crazy.
All the moves that I'm making, and all the steps that I'm taking. There's only that one person that who could do it. Better put one in Satan. When I change for occasion, I tell Christian I'm Asian. I said if you better won't stop. Nigga, I'm not be patient. There's too many things I gotta do. Get on the streets and kill a few. Go on the trip to London, spend my life. Everything's to the truth. I'm touching and I'm a reacher. I need a crib like a Caesar. And you know the people that say that the other tries to put up. We pull it up with the whole song. Bad people that is bad, bro. Can't shoot out the no shot. So we do some that bad, bro. Show him how much he can do. Too many bucks in the back of my head. Bury these bitches that bring me their head. Pump up the bass and bury the flesh. Bust the nuts and then turn up his head. Too many bucks in the back of my head. Bury these bitches that bring me their head. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tell them I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm crazy, I'm crazy. I'm crazy, I'm crazy.
check. I brag a lot cause I'm the best B. How about a one-on-one in case you wanna test me? I go by SLK, call it a tag team. Plus the come and go as I please, stuck in the wet gym. I go by the trusted SLK, and I have just won Sportscene put me on 2020.
G. Okay, you just won, bagged it. How do you feel?
I'm so excited. I'm over the moon. I
Yeah.
can't believe it. I'm from Cape Town and I've secured a bag in Jersey. That's huge.
That's what's up.
That's
Stand
huge.
up.
That's huge.
Yeah. What do you think's the difference between cats in Cape Town and cats in Joburg?
Let me tell you something. That's a good question. The difference is that eKapa, is that eKapa, everybody makes music, but everybody respects each other, right? But now in Jersey, everybody makes music, but everybody's trying to take the other one off. So for me, I would say it's more competitive in Jersey. In Cape Town, says Polela, you make music, I don't hate you, we're fine. Because I know when you're performing, we're all gonna love you. When I'm performing, we're gonna love me. But here in Jersey, you need to fight now. It's either me or you. And I appreciate that about the sport because rap music to me is my sport.
Definitely. And also, I feel like the lyrical content, the lyrical ability in Cape Town is way more stronger.
Yes.
Do you think that that's a reason why you probably won, besides obviously the energy and everything else that you're bringing? Don't you think that that's a high key thing?
I definitely think it is because people listen. And remember, somebody or rapper or manyanyan these days, it's scarce. So when you pick it up, it feels good and it brings joy to people who love real rap music.
Yeah. How do you feel taking over? Obviously, Lucas Raps won last year. This year it's you. How do you feel about last year's winner?
Hey, the pressure's too much.
Yeah.
What it is? What's up? That's crazy. You understand? However, I need to find the creativity in me now and lead the same way Lucas Raps led us. Yeah.
That's dope. And what can we expect from you? Obviously, you just won. What are your moves like now? You just won from this moment till 2021. What are you going to do to change the game?
I'm trusting my people. They're going to hook me up with some good PR. We're going to be on magazine covers. We're going to be on radio stations. We're going to be on the Expressos. We're going to be in your face. The aim is to be in your face so you can appreciate what we do and I can give you guys something to appreciate.
That's dope. Shout out. And what do you have to say to obviously the top 5 of the contestants that were on the panel with you?
I just want to say that they're amazing. Guys, like they said earlier on, there's no loser here. Do you understand what I'm saying? The top 5 that we saw today was crazy. And look at the moves that they have made. So to the top 5, be happy, bruv, because you are in the mix. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just number 1, I'm the face, but I'm taking everybody with me.
That's dope. So you're going to be collaborating with
Certainly. Nakanjani.
And for you, who would you like to possibly get a feature with? Obviously, one, eyes are on you now. Who do you want to put you on?
You know what? My favorite artist is OK Malum Kuka, but I feel like he would tap me, with these things that they do. So anybody who's in the industry, who makes music, I'm a child now, I've just been reborn. I want to learn from anybody. So I won't even choose a specific body. Anybody I can get into studio with and learn from, let's go.
Yeah.
Understand?
Dope. Okay, speaking of getting into the studio, do you want to give us a little bit of a taste, the viewers at Hip Hop 411, what you're about?
For days and days and days, I swear, I still walk past them and I still bump my fist on my chest like it's the goddamn anthem. Cause I would rather have you bitches here than over there yapping. I keep you close so that when I knock you out, you know exactly what's happening.
Bury these bitches and bring me the head. Bomb up the base and bury the thread. Busting the nuts and then turn up his step.